So this is the live portion of the education report. This is the current education activities. I have put a little legend at the bottom. So in black are the activities that will be presented here for an update. There are two items, the GRSS webinar program with the regular series, the educational series, and the environment series, and then the high school and undergrad student outreach activities. In green are the activities that Paulo already addressed, the ad hoc webinar series and the GRSS summer school. In blue are activities that are included in the consent agenda. Then in red are newly appointed leads for 3 of the activities. So the educational webinar series will be led by Professor Wang and Professor Liu. The environmental series by Ferouz and Chen. And as already mentioned by Paulo, Andrea has taken the lead for the geoscience and remote sensing summer schools. Okay, so the COVID did not impact the education portfolio much, but this activity, the high school and the undergrad student outreach, was strongly impacted because it was linked to the actual IGRS conference being held in Hawaii. So I'll be talking about these, the webinars and the HSUSO. So the regular webinar series is to offer the members a monthly webinar on cutting-edge remote sensing topics. There is a live version with IEEE TV that is free but only advertised to members. That way they can have a chance to interact with the lecturer. Then the webinars are uploaded to the GRSS Resource Center and the IEEE Learning Network, where they are still free for members, but $11 for IEEE members and $15 for non-members. This pricing is standard for IEEE, so I could not have a say on that. On the IEEE Learning Network, our education projects are visible and available to all IEEE members, The expenses is expected to amount to $4,000 for 10 IEEE TV webinars. 3 webinars were produced from January to March, and then 2 from March to now, and we are planning 5 more until the end of the year. The educational series is probably the one that will have the more impact this year, because it's been there was a point in Paulo's challenge and opportunity regarding such activity. So the educational series will offer lecture on basics of remote sensing topic. Also, it was asked by the members last year. So I have appointed 2 leads who are in the academia. For now, we will address basic topics of remote sensing, but later we plan to expand it to higher education topic, which is an item that Paulo challenge and opportunities document. These lectures will typically be 1 hour long. The lecturer's contact will be available so that if the attendants want to ask a question, they can contact him or her later. Again, they will be free of charge to members and at cost for non-members. And we will also offer continuing education units. There's no cost expected to produce this series of webinars. Probably be done using Zoom. The steps are to have a quick Zoom meet. The next step are to have a quick Zoom a kickoff meeting using Zoom next week. Then we have to identify the lecturers, produce a number of offline webinars during August. We're aiming at 10, but we have to learn how to do all that. So if maybe 10 will be too much, maybe it will be not enough. Maybe we'll be able to produce more. So we will see. We will adjust. And then we want to advertise them very well so that all members are well aware of it. And we'll have the IEEE Learning Network help us advertise to the other societies as well. And the goal is to post the first ones online in September, and it will be both on the Resource Center and the IEEE Learning Network. And then we have to work out how to offer the continuing education units on both platforms. And also we will continue, this is going to be like dynamic, we will always produce more, and if one that was produced, let's say now, that topic is not up to date next year, someone else will take over, and so this is the goal, so we'll see how it goes. The environmental series will address all the geoscience and remote sensing contribute or can contribute to environmental issues. This was asked by the members last summer as well. So Chen and Ferouz have been appointed as leads. So we're currently planning for 3 webinars for this fall. We have a planned Zoom meeting next week, and we have to identify expert matters lecturers. Then we have to produce and advertise the live webinar with IEEE TV, and then they will be made available free of charge on the 2 platforms. Then we will, after these 3, we will see how popular they are and decide to continue the series or not. So as mentioned in my intro, the high school and undergrad student outreach activities has been impacted by the COVID situation. So to adapt to it, the team canceled the activity plan for IGARS. Instead, they developed a 2-way virtual training of GLOBE teachers, which is currently happening as I speak. It started yesterday and will end today. And they were offered to teachers from all across the Hawaiian Islands. And the outcome is to have the newly formed teachers engage their classroom in GLOBE protocols. In terms of budget, so far only some t-shirts have been purchased and will be mailed to the participants of the workshop. And the next step is to start planning the activities for 2021. So for those who don't know what is the GLOBE program, I have added this slide with information taken from their website. So it's the Global Learning and Observation to Benefit the Environment program, which it aims at engaging students, teachers, scientists, and citizens worldwide to participate and contribute to the program by conducting real hands-on science about their local environment and put it in a global perspective. So this is what was planned for the IGARS high school and undergrad student activity before the COVID. So I'm not going through it. You can see that the logo was created. And this is the advertising for the virtual activity, which is happening right now. So as for the education challenges and opportunities in the COVID time that Paolo posted on the box, I have included my comments for the education portfolio in green here. So the first one, to improve the education portfolio with more MOOCs. In my opinion, increasing it can only be in the long term, because especially based on the fact that it took so long to prepare the first one. So this is my opinion. Second point, to start working on an online GRSS program for higher education. I think this can and will be addressed by the educational webinar series, as I mentioned previously. The third point, to add the paid tutorial in addition to the IGARS one. Again, this will be addressed by the educational webinar series. I also, in dark green, included a wish from for membership increases from yesterday's presentation by Lorenzo. And I believe this can be also addressed, it will be addressed by this activity of educational webinar. because we will offer free to members webinars and not free to non-members. So this is, well, I have a concluding remark where I would say that increasing the educational content on the web is the way to go, definitely the way to go. So this concludes my presentation.